Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video I'm going to take you through pound US dollar as the price has jumped higher after the FOMC meeting. So FOMC meeting really interesting. We had the Federal Reserve hike interest rates by 75 basis points. Okay, that is a move to 2.5%. We saw a little bit of movement in the market, not that great much of a deal, to be honest. What happened then was we had the press conference, and in the press conference Jerome Powell said that the rate at which they will hike rates will slow. Okay, so rates are going to slow down now. So basically the way at which they're tightening their monetary policy is going to ease up, and we're probably going to see the next hike more likely be sort of a 50 basis points move. He talked a lot about basically the unemployment rate, employment rate. They're not too much bothered by employment now because they're talking about price stability and employment, which is basically the main job of the Federal Reserve. But employment, they're expecting to be softer. They're not focusing too much on employment. They are focusing on price stability. And I won't say it as many times as Jerome Powell did in that statement, but he was basically sending home about price stability. And this is what their main concern is. You know, that's kind of like your CPI data, your inflationary data, basically, is their main concern. And they want to try and bring that inflation rate down to near the 2% mark without trying to destroy the sort of labour market completely. They think that they can drop this inflation rate without the dreaded recession. Whether that happens or not, obviously, is still yet to be seen. We are kind of, the recession did essentially start at the end of the start of the year. We've seen, stocks fall over sort of 20% so far. So you can argue that as the recession already started, potentially. But anyway, that was what we kind of had from the FOMC data. Seen some price jump across the board. Dollar started to weaken significantly. So I've ended up looking at pound US dollar, and the reason why is because I wanted to look at the monthly time frame and just have a little look at this monthly range. We can see that price capped within this kind of area here between sort of the 120s and the 140s, and price is back down at these lows now. And looking at the current monthly candlestick, which closes in a couple of days, that could suggest that we are going to see some further upside in the market. This nice rejection of this low down here of that monthly range. Now if we go to a daily time frame, okay, we can see that we're on that pull. But actually, let me just jump up to a weekly just to kind of show you as well that the fact that the market has started to jump up a little bit. Now, if we're going to look at it just on its own on a weekly basis, if I zoom right in, you would argue that within the monthly range we are in a downward trend because price is making those lower lows and lower highs. Now in that pullback phase, we could see price coming into this resistance level or this resistance level up here. Now due to the nature of what's happening with the dollar at the moment, we could argue that it's more likely to come and retest this area of resistance or these recent highs through here. If that's the case, could we be looking for long ideas? Now, if we go to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that price is starting to make those signature patterns in a retracement phase. We're getting higher highs and higher lows in the market. So we could argue that price is going to continue to the upside here now to trade up to this weekly zone of resistance. And we could argue 125 could be that level of interest through there. If we're going to see a continuation to that point, we just get rid of this monthly level. We could look for a pullback on the 4-hour time frame, and we could see a pullback down into the area where those buyers came in the recent event. Okay, so price breaking key structure highs now, breaking all these highs in here, all these highs back here are now being broken. Okay, so really speaking, the next sort of real big areas of interest up here now. So if price was to pull back, I'd be looking to see if buyers step back in at this area just through there, because that's where that sort of strong buyer momentum has come in after the news. Price driving higher, look for the retracement, look for the retest of this demand zone, and if price does, we can look for those long ideas, and you can hold above this high, because if it was to break back above that high, you know, the next sort of levels around about 123, even up to sort of the 124, which are these bigger levels up here. So keep an eye on the pound. Price jumped after the FOMC. Will that dollar continue to weaken in the short term? Also keep an eye on your dollar index. There are a couple of important levels there as well, just to be aware of. But keep an eye on both. Looks like pound's going to be pushing to the upside now. Look for opportunities on retracement phases. Thanks for watching this video update. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to see some more Forex trading content. And I'll catch you in the next video.